Hey, Coach, we're ready whenever you are.
Okay, great. So the guys that didn't practice today were Mitch and Sammy. They'll be listed as out for tomorrow. Everybody else practiced. Look forward to the challenge of playing the Jets, bringing them in here to Arrowhead and to be in front of the fans, of which we have in there. So, again, our guys have had a good week of practice, and, again, look forward to that challenge. So, with that, time's yours.
Go first to Vahe Gregorian. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Andy, I know you want to wait till your career's over to have the cheeseburger to reflect, but just one question about your time in Green Bay, really, as you approach Curly Lambeau. What would you say Mike Holmgren's role and your time in Green Bay really has meant to your career?
Yeah, well, I felt this way when I worked for him, so I felt he was the best. You know, I didn't think anybody could do it better than he did it. He just had control of everything and was smooth with the players, and at the same time, you could get on them, and likewise with all the people in the organization. So I had a great teacher there, and somebody that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, obviously. So.
Go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Andy. Wanted to ask about Mike Dana. You got him started in practice this week. How did he look, and any chance that you'll activate him and he'll be up on Sunday?
There's a chance. He had a good week of practice. We'll go through all this. Beach does all that, and we'll talk here and just see where we're at with it. But he practiced well this week.
Go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Andy. Just wanted to see if you had any update on Anthony Sherman. He's been on the COVID list for what appears to be 3 weeks now. Any understanding as where he is and how it's going for him in terms of the quarantine portion of this?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not enjoying that. I mean, it's from that standpoint, but he's doing what he has to do, and he'll be back here in a bit. So just kind of taking it day by day with him. But he's not in harm right now, so he's in a good place right now. So, yeah.
Go next to Darren Smith. Go ahead, Darren.
Hey, Coach. Good afternoon to you. My question for you is, the last time – well, I guess my real question is that I haven't even asked yet. You're going to be facing off against a defense. Have you talked to your offensive line and your offense about the extra protection that Patrick Mahomes may need facing a Greg Williams-type defense? I know when they faced off against the Denver Broncos, they had 6 personal fouls. Is there something that you may have, talked with your team about?
Yeah, listen, I mean, Greg does a good job with that group, and they play hard and aggressive, and that's what we've looked at, making sure our fundamentals are down against a very active front. So, that's where we're at. And listen, the offensive line's job is to do that every week. So I don't have to mention that. That's their responsibility every week.
We've got time for a couple more guys. We'll go Saran and then Aaron. Go ahead, Saran.
Coach, earlier this week we were looking at ESPN's NFL page, and there was nothing about the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Like, here you are defending Super Bowl champions, but there's no stories. Is this season kind of been ideal for you by the sense that, like, when you're the champs and you're the Super Bowl favorite by Vegas, like, for a story to be there about you guys, something almost has to go wrong. And so has this kind of been the perfect season in the sense that no one's talking about you because you're just kind of doing what they all thought you'd do?
I'm gonna probably play ignorance to that because I don't listen or read anything, so I'm a little bit naive to that. But that's a good thing. I mean, we're just trying to get better at what we're doing, and we've got plenty of room to improve, and so that's how we've approached this thing. And hopefully, the noise on the outside or whatever is out there, our guys can blank that out and just keep working on getting better. And I'm not, Saran, you know how I roll. So, I mean, I'm not very good with all that. I don't listen to the outside stuff and just kind of put my head down and go forward. So.
We'll ask Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Coach, back in 2016, you called Frank Gore a warrior. I'm curious, 5 years later, what you think about this guy's career as just a lover of the game and what he's doing still at a high level. Yeah,
he's a special guy, man. I've been around his whole career and watched him and love his attitude, love the way he works. And He plays the game the way it's supposed to be played, and he's done it. It's amazing how he can do that and play as long as he has. I believe it's 16 years, if I'm not wrong there, but it seems like forever, and I think it legitimately is forever in the football players, especially in that position of running back. I mean, they average 3 years, with normal work, and here he's been a workhorse, so he is a warrior.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, thank you. Yep.
All right, guys, we've got Harrison Butker coming your way next. All right, Harrison, you ready for us?
Ready to go.
We'll start with Herbie T.O.P. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Harrison, you're a pretty analytical kind of guy based on your mechanical engineering background. But what are you looking at when you see some of these missed PATs that you may have noticed, and what steps have you taken to fix them?
Yeah, well, looking back at the tape, I think the biggest issue with the PATs, except for one, has been where I'm starting the kick at. So the one in Buffalo, that was kind of the outlier. I started that right and stayed right. But the other ones have all been balls that have been tailing to the left, and then even that field goal against the Ravens. So I think I just have to have a good line. I need that ball to come out exactly where I'm aiming. And, unfortunately, I have missed those extra points, and a lot of them have been left. But every day I'm trying to get better and obviously trying to get that fixed.
Let's go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Harrison, obviously the team is super high on you with the contract extension, a couple of years back. But when there are troubles maybe like this, what does it mean to you to hear Dave Toub say something like, we have total confidence in Harrison that he's going to work this thing out?
Yeah, that means a lot, knowing that they have confidence in me. Obviously, I want to make every kick and do my best, but I don't take being here for granted. I don't take every game for granted. I'm blessed to be in the NFL, blessed to be part of the Kansas City Chiefs. And, I'm working hard every day to do my job. And, whether it's 2017 and I'm going on that streak, or now when I'm missing some extra points every day, I'd like to think, I'm working just as hard to get better and to be the best kicker I can be.
Let's go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Harrison, you're making a large percentage of your field goals, 90-some%. Why are things working there, but maybe not necessarily on all the PATs? And Brad, I'll have one quick follow-up.
Yeah, I think you look back at last year, which, I thought was a good year on field goals. I had a couple missed extra points. I think now it's just kind of been all at the start of the season, unfortunately. One thing we have changed, I guess, is attempting some of the extra points from the hashes to hopefully recreate the field goal type of feel. The majority of my field goals of my career are all in the hashes. It's rare that you have, running back that gets tackled in the middle of the field on third down, and then fourth down, you're kicking it from the middle of the field. So I do think I do better on the hashes. I thought I was having a great game against the Broncos until that last extra point. And obviously, I love getting a ton of kicks. I just need to finish the game and make all of them and stay locked in.
And how's it going with Tommy? Do you feel like you guys are where you need to be, that kind of working relationship? is where it needs to be?
Yeah, I think we have a really good relationship. We're working every day, every week to get better. And Tommy takes a lot of pride in his ability to hold the ball, and he does a great job of it. And I just have to, and so does James with snapping the ball, and I just have to do my job and make the kick.
Let's go next to Seren Petro. Good, Seren.
Harrison, just to kind of follow up on what Adam was talking about there with the holder, and not to, I'm not, this isn't like a negative, like he's not doing it the right way or something, but everybody's a little bit different, right? Like I've asked Dave a couple of times, it's kind of like, maybe golf clubs. I mean, you might buy the exact same club, but it just feels a little bit different. Is some of this just a matter of getting that chemistry and you guys syncing up? You just can't recreate what you had with all those reps with Dustin Colquitt in just a couple of weeks and no preseason games and this weird deal. It's been even more rushed. Is some of that just time?
I definitely agree. I think chemistry is huge. And obviously I had a lot of reps with Dustin over the past 3 years. And with the COVID off season, I was, we were trying to get as many kicks as we could together. And then obviously without having the preseason, you don't have the in-game field goals. But that's why I think, every practice, every game is super important. And you build that chemistry together, and we're all humans and we all have tendencies. So different holders will have tendencies to do different things. And I'm not saying that, Tommy's got bad tendencies at all, but it is sort of just like understanding the holder. But I can't say enough. Tommy's been doing a great job as a holder, and it's really just on me finishing the kick. And like I was saying earlier, having a good line and giving that ball a chance to go through the uprights.
And just to follow up one more, and I remember talking with you, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and you were kind of explaining why it's just such a better environment here with the Chiefs and maybe in the NFL versus college. And you talked about all the live reps you get with Coach Reid, that he gives you a chance, and you really appreciated that and how that really helped you. But with this COVID offseason and everything and not having all the things, have you been squeezed on some of those reps? Have you maybe not gotten as many opportunities to do the things you've done in the past because the team has had to kind of play catch up on offense and defense?
I'd say since we've been in the facilities, I've been getting a ton of opportunities like I normally do. But if you look at the off season, phase 1, 2, and 3, well, really just phase 2, phase 3, and veteran mini camp, I guess those are reps that we were just having to get together separately with COVID going on. But, Coach Reid and Coach Tobe have done a great job of putting Tommy and I in pressure situations during practice and getting our reps and not just glossing over special teams. I mean, they take a lot of pride in having good special teams, and we've gotten a ton of reps for the short amount of time that we've had together.
That's time for 2 more. We'll go Todd and then Matt. Go ahead, Todd.
Hey, Harrison, I know you're such a perfectionist about this stuff. You remember all the kicks and kind of where you were. Are you more equipped now as more of a veteran who's established in the league to handle some adversity and kind of get over this? Or are you going home and thinking about the miss more than the makes?
No, I go home. Well, when I go home, I focus on my family and my son and everybody. But when I'm in the facilities, every time you have a miss, you have a failure. It's only a failure if you don't learn from it and you don't improve from it. So those are all opportunities where I can go in and watch film. I can talk with Tommy and Coach Tobe and James, and we can figure out ways to get better. And hopefully when it gets down the line to make those kicks and to not miss the extra points. But, every time you do have a mistake, I think that's a great opportunity to learn from it. And that's what I'm doing with every miss. I'm not getting down on myself. I'm just trying to improve day to day and week to week.
Go to Matt McMullen for the last one. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Harrison. So the organization and the locker room have made voting and encouraging people to vote a real priority over the last several months. And I'm just curious why that's important to you and if you've voted yet.
Oh, I think voting's super important. That's one of our rights living in America, to be able to voice our opinions and vote. And actually I have with early voting in Georgia. So I already placed my vote, but I think it's a great thing. We recently had the NFLPA in, and we were talking about the CBA, and it was something like 25% of guys, didn't open up an email and cast their vote. And I think that happens across our country as well, potentially just people thinking my voice doesn't matter. But I definitely encourage everyone to go out and, use their right and go vote.
Harrison, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, guys, we got Ty Hill coming up next. Hello, Ty Hill. Are you ready? Are you ready for us?
Yes, I am ready for you guys.
All right, let's start with Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Tyreek, it seems like whenever anything big happens in the NFL, like one of these popular plays, for example, DK Metcalf the other night with the speed, it's always, well, what does Tyreek think? We got to set up a race with Tyreek. What do you make of the idea that whenever there's some kind of speed play, you're the first person that NFL Twitter and such thinks about?
The cheetah, baby. What you mean? Of course they go. Hey, of course they gonna come to the head, dog. I'm the cheetah, baby. But back to the DK Metcalf play. That was a real nice play. But unfortunately for me, I would never be able to like showcase that because Patrick, he never throws interceptions. So there you have it.
We'll go to Sam McDowell next. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Tyreek. We've asked Patrick a lot about the way defenses are playing you guys and how he's had to change just his mental approach to that.
Right.
With you personally, how have you just had to adjust and maybe accept the fact that some of the plays that were there the past couple of years just aren't open this year?
You know what? Football is a game of chess. You know what? So I feel like if we continue doing what we're doing, which is nickel and diamond all the way down the field, you know, teams will begin to, you know what, come up, play more man. And it just takes time, you know. We just got to be patient, you know. I mean, everyone knows us for like the big play, you know, and I want to make the big play. Pat wants to make the big play. You know, everyone wants the big play, but we just got to play chess, you know. Our run game is looking amazing, you know, so that could help. So I'm looking forward to it.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Tyreek, I want to build off of Sam's question. Because teams have played so back to try to eliminate the deep pass,
right?
What would be your argument to say that this is still your best season comparable to what you've done the previous 4 years?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm more mature on the field now, you know, where I mean, I wouldn't say I'm complete, but I mean, the game has slowed down tremendously for me, you know, so when I first came into the league, I was just happy to be in the league. I mean, you guys know this, you know, so I wanted to make the big play, but now it's about running the slants, running the hitches, you know, running a ZN, coming back to the ball, catching it with my hands and getting upfield. So I feel like I'm more mature in my game. So
go next to Matt Derrick.
Hey, Ty, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you, buddy.
Hey, I'm curious about when you're watching film and you're watching guys that line up against you, what is it you're looking for? What is it that you see and you can take that helps you in the game?
So
I got a follow-up, Brad.
So when I'm watching film against opposing corners, I look for what hands do they jam with? You know, do they jam? Do they mirror? Do they break on balls well? You know, do they tackle well? I mean, things like that. You know, because most teams they don't press us. So I mean, right now I'm just looking at, you know, see the Jets, they run like a lot of cover too. So is this corner gonna push me outside? Is it gonna feather me inside? You know, so there's things like that. For the safeties, I try to look at like, is the safeties physical? Do they want to tackle? Can they cover? You know, there's things along that, you know.
We've got three left. We'll go right down the line. Todd, Sarin, and Darren. Go ahead, Todd.
And a couple things here. First, Tyreek, at least Summit North, you've been volunteering with. They had to shut the football season down. When's the last time you were around those kids? Was that mostly a summer thing, or just? I know you guys get tested every day, but there were some folks who were a little bit scared since they had to shut it down. You might have been near some of those guys, and I have a follow-up, Brad.
Oh, right. So believe this or not, I was going during the summer. I went to a few games this year, you know, but I haven't been to the last two games. You know what? But I still talk to the guys. You know, I still watch the film and I still FaceTime them, and we still do our little group meeting thing, you know. So I'm still in contact with the guys. I mean, I'm kind of sad that, you know, the season ended the way that it ended, but you know, I was talking to a corner last night. I was like, look, man, at least you got to play football. I mean, I feel like some schools aren't even playing football, so just be thankful you got a chance to play ball. So
And follow up just on you guys.
Mhm.
You guys are playing a team that hadn't won a game yet, right? And everyone thinks
Right.
you're going to win by a bunch. What
Right.
danger is there of overlooking these guys?
I mean, I feel like the Jets are a good team, you know, and a lot of people, like they just look at records and say, oh, they're 0-7, and say, oh, they're a bad team. But if you look at this team closely, like they got some pretty good players. They got a real good coach on both sides, special teams, and we just looking forward to the challenge. Like each and every week, you know, we don't look at records. We just go out, game plan, and we do what we do as a Chiefs team. You know, like we feel like everybody is the same. You know, like every game is our Super Bowl, so that's gonna be our thought. That's gonna be our approach, and that's just how we gonna roll it, man. Like they're in the NFL for a reason. The Jets is an NFL team for a reason. They good.
Matt, I think you had a follow up. I'm sorry I muted you. Go ahead, Matt.
No problem. I appreciate that. Yeah, Ty, following up on just watching film, I'm just curious also, how much do you get to watch film with Patrick and, you know, see how he kind of tackles it and what he sees in film?
Well, we have those moments, you know, every day. Well, I wouldn't say every day, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. Those are the times that offense installs plays. So we watch film, you know, and we just get together. And Pat just tells us what he wants us to do, what he's thinking, and then that's when we share our opinions about things. So we have plenty of time to do things like that.
Last two, Sarin and then Darren. Go ahead, Sarin.
Tyreek, you said something interesting there a minute ago. One of the things you said was, you know, when I first got here, I was just happy to be here. You guys know that, right? Like we've been through this journey with you, right? And you talked about you also mentioned maturing as a player on the field, but having watched you, right, during your whole time here in Kansas City, you matured tremendously off the field as well, right? And we all know you've been through a lot of different things, right? And amazingly had to have it played out on a public scene, which is not easy.
Right.
How much has all of that, everything that you've been through, maybe matured you as a man and as an individual off the field? And is that maybe what drove you and helped the maturity on the football field? That it was you off the field and that maturation process that's maybe made you a better football player?
Oh, well, I mean, I was just kind of raised different, man. Like my mom says, you know, everything. Well, first of all, mental health is real. I just had a kid from my hometown. I mean, from K-State. I don't know if y'all heard about that. He killed himself. RIP to him, man. So, I don't know. I just feel like my life, man, is just I don't know. Everything happens for a reason. And like you said, you know, that like helped me, you know, it like fueled me to like get to where I am now. And like I'm passionate about the things that are around me. It's my kids, my family, football. You know, so I don't know. I'm just excited, you know, just to be able to play football and just take care of my family. And that's it, man. That's all I know. Kids, family, and football. That's my life right there. So I'm sorry that I had to be on a national scale. Just the way things are. But
We'll ask to Darren Smith. Go ahead, Darren.
Hey, Tyreek, hope all is well with you. His name was Derek Newton. I know you from K-State. Obviously, probably won't have a chance to talk to you before Tuesday, but Tuesday being election day, have you voted? And then also, you know, have you and Patrick, some of the team, decided what you all are going to do election day? If you're going to, you know, maybe provide food to, you know, workers at different poll places or voters while they're still out of line, if there's long lines. Have you all thought about what you all are going to do as a team, individuals, or as an organization, what you're going to do on election day?
As far as that part, I have no idea yet, but I'm sure, you know, being the great players that we got here, the great organization that we got here, there will be a plan for that. And yes, I have voted. And I feel like, I mean, everyone should use their, you know, use their vote, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's important. You know, like, I mean, I know 2 years ago, well, the last president election, I didn't take it serious, like, and a lot of my friends didn't. So I've been like encouraging a lot of people, you know, to like take this thing serious. Like if we really want change, if we really want to see things done differently, you know, we got to take this serious. That's everywhere. So, yeah.
Tyreek, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
That is it for today, guys. I'll be right back.